Listen now as Jason Wilcoxon discusses his thoughts about teaching and the reasons he uses various teaching strategies.
Our district has formed a committee that has gotten together and has taken a look at our state standards and our state graduation test and found that there's a lot of correlation between the two. And what they've done is they've taken our textbook and altered the order in which things come, how things come, and have given us a timeline and a way to present the material that reflects the standards, which is also going to reflect what needs to be on, what will be on the graduation test, and that helps us tailor our lessons to meet the state standards. So the standards do come out in our lessons. The standards drive everything that we do, even as far as like our pre-test, they meet the standards. Everything that we do is reflected on the standards. One thing that we've been working on at this point to determine where gaps are as far as student understanding and knowledge of material has been using pre-test assessments. And what we've been doing is that's the first thing that we do is we create our assessment, and then we alter it in some ways and give it to the students and see what they understand. And that gives us an idea if they're strong in a particular area or weak in a particular area, and that helps us tailor our lessons to meet the students' needs. I think multiple representation is extremely important. You have a lot of different kinds of learners, and as far as our absolute value lesson, we gave the students the way that they've probably seen it since the first time it was introduced, as far as absolute value of a number is always positive. And then we kind of build on that and bring in the number line and show them that it's just the distance from zero, and so distance is always positive. And then took it a step further and actually had a couple kids get up and walk on a number line. And it just is really important because there's a whole bunch of different kinds of learners, and I know that some students are able to just see something and hear it, and then they're fine. And so I try to hit it for everybody in all different ways. It's extremely important for real-life problems to be shown in the math class. The number one question that everyone is asked is, when will I use this? Why do I have to learn this? And it's really important that you tie it back into what they will see in the future, things they will encounter. Last year, when I taught Algebra 1, the most engaging lessons that we had was on exponential growth and decay, talking about them investing their money and how the things that they purchase are going to depreciate. That was the best conversations we had, and I feel it was because it tied right in. There was countless real-world examples, and that it really interested them and talked about what they really care about. The use of group work it's a nice tool. It allows me to go around from each group to each group and see what the students know, if they're making mistakes, if they really understand the concept, and I can ask certain students inside the group that maybe aren't actually writing the stuff down, see what's going on as far as if they're agreeing, why they got to the conclusion as far as the group got to it. I try to make sure that every person plays a part in the group, and if they're not writing it or recording or speaking at that point, I try to just see what they're doing and see how they're doing it. And it just gives you a chance to circulate. It gives you a chance to see what's going on. And I know that students like working in groups. They like talking to each other, and I may say it in a way, and a student may just say it a little bit different, and they might use their own way of describing it, and the students catch it. And so I think it's real important for peer-to-peer teaching. It's very important, so group work allows for that too. Some things that I'd like to do differently with this lesson would be give more focus to some of those real-world problems. I know that I gave one example of having the guy who tries to guess your weight, guess your age, and things like that, and then determining the margin of error so that you can win your prize. I would like to use more things with like elections and polls and things like that. I know that a lot of the kids have been really interested in elections and polls, especially with this year's election. I'd like to build on that and make it really applicable to their lives. I thought it would be real easy to be a teacher. It would be a piece of cake to go in there and be a teacher that just showed respect and things like that, but it's actually extremely hard. There's a lot of work that goes into it. You don't click with every student. It's a whole lot different than I thought, but it's very rewarding. I really believe that every student can learn, every student can achieve. I believe there's different types of achievement, and I don't believe everybody should have the same type of achievement. I really feel passionately about asking kids how they're doing. I greet all my kids, I talk with my kids, and I talk to them with sincerity. I really mean what I say, that I actually care about my kids, you know, and try to let them see that through my actions, the way I treat them.
Reason why?
There's a big influence that you can have,
Right
and
here,
that's
could you
why I
divide
want
by
to be a
an 8?
teacher. Is it the easiest job? No, but it's really, really worth it.